got a good start, and the Jamaican Ellis trying to get into his running, but look at Akani Simbine here. Simbine, ooh, now the Jamaican pulled up just towards the line. I wonder whether that was a problem for Nigel Ellis or whether he was just conserving energy ahead of the semis. He was just in front of Jake Doran, but no doubting the winner. A great performance there from Simbine.
Had a vintage season by his own standards, although he was 5th in Eugene at those World Championships. There he is, 3rd to left in those South African colours. The last 3 World Championships, he's been 5th, 4th and 5th. He's only ranked 7th in the Commonwealth this year, but I rather fancy he's going to go better than that. Here he is, the reigning champion, remember, and that's a big winning margin, Rob. But you cannot do that. The 2 fellows to his right are right up against him.
Akani Simbine, the defending champion, safely through to the semis. Jake Doran out-dipping Nigel Ellis. The Jamaican will have to wait and see.
Well, Nigel Ellis of Jamaica committing a cardinal sin for athletes not running through the line, and of course resulting in not advancing to the semi-finals of the men's 100 meters, a replica of what Shericka Jackson would have done at the Olympics Tokyo 2020 a year ago, and suffering the same fate. Well, that's how I greet you here on this Commonwealth Highlight Show for Day 5. My name is Gerard Morrisini. Thank you so much for tuning in to this highlight show. As we look at athletics, we start with that, where double Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah would have given a good showing as well. Defending champion Michelle Liai in the 100 meters, comfortably winning her heat. Let's look at the highlights of the day's athletics competitions.
There's the lineup for this first of the 10 heats. Bakau Koro of Fiji goes in 1. He was disqualified in his heat for the World Championships a couple of weeks ago. The Canadian Murray in 2. Wilkinson Fenelon goes for Turks and Caicos in 3. Bunting in 4 for St. Kitts and Nevis. And then the Nigerian champion this year, Favour Ash. Good start there from the Nigerian Ash in the green. He leads at halfway. Mitchell Blake's got some running to do, but Ash looking superb here and easing away to this one by half a metre. He's up well before the line. He drags Mitchell Blake through to 2nd place. Those two about 3 metres clear. But he is a sub-10 second man, and as is Ash, and they are 1 and 2. Nigeria's Favour Ash wins from Mitchell Blake in the first heat of 10 in the men's 100 metres. They go through by right.
Here's your start list for Heat 3, round 1 of the men's 100 metres. Couple of DNSs from the Bahamas in lane 3, and also the Seychelles athlete of Dodin in lane number 8. But some good quality here, and once again, something for the English fans in particular here in Birmingham to cheer about, with an English athlete starting in lane number 2. It's heat number 3 of 10. Well, again, another clean start, pretty even as well. Lane 4 going well. Brathwaite with the headband. Edeburun getting himself into an automatic qualifying spot, and I think the English athlete took that one. I think that final surge over the last 20 metres with the huge smile of the English athlete. He's been in good form, 10.15, but just hasn't put it together when it's really mattered for the English athlete this year. In heat number 3, there's confirmation then, the big Qs automatically through. Edeburun and Brathwaite equaling his personal best. Did Brathwaite, and the rest will wait and see.
There is the lineup. Mawani Kane of the Solomon Islands is a non-starter in lane 4, so an empty lane there. Bailey Cole of Jamaica in 6. Agege Nauru in 7. Missick of Turks and Caicos in 8 to the left. Good start there from Ekevwo in the green of Nigeria. The big Jamaican Bailey Cole trying to come back at him. Bailey Cole, very, very elegant, isn't he? But Ekevwo staying in front. It's like a giant compared with Ekevwo is Bailey Cole. Look at that. He's a huge fellow who's fully head and shoulders above the Nigerian, but he did win it. 10.13 into a -1. That's good running. There it is. Ekevwo and Bailey Cole go through by right. Lifa will be chewing his nails for a little while.
Let's go to heat number 6 of the men's 100 metres. Athletes lining up from 1 to 7. There's a little wobble there from Adam in lane number 2 in the blocks. Injury and a pull-up in lane number 3. But the athlete in lane 5, the Sri Lankan, Yupan Abekun, 9.96 seconds this year, 10.06 the Sri Lankan, with a nice plus 1.1 metre following win. That eventually, Steph Reed, went to script. Confirmation of Heat 6, men's 100 metres. Big cues for Abekun and Benjamin, automatically through to the semi-finals.
3 heats still to come in the men's 100 metres. Could be a very competitive one, this. Conroy Jones has gone 10 seconds on the nose. The Jamaican goes in 6. How close will he go to his PB? Watch for Jones, and he's got a good start, the Jamaican. And also going well is Thomas of Scotland. Hey, the Jamaican looking across. Great work there by Adam Thomas, who comes home ahead of Conroy Jones. Jones was already looking across to his left-hand side, and the indoor specialist did perform really well there. So good work by the Jamaican and the Scot, safely through to the semi-final, Steph. Conroy Jones and Adam Thomas, very impressive in their qualification. And at the moment, Harrison Jr. and Abbas are both okay for a non-automatic spot. The 7th of those times is now Delan Edwin of St. Lucia.
And keep your eyes on green in 1 from Antigua and Barbuda, because he is the quickest man ever in this field. But it could be pretty close, this one. Keep your eyes on lanes 1 and 2. Oh, pretty even start, but it is the inside lanes that are going well, as is the Kenyan Imata in lane number 7. But the Australian has a little lead, Rohan Browning of Australia. 10.10 seconds, just shy of his season's best. And that was another good race in heat number 9. The Kenyan was going well, the Australian was going well. But 9 heats down and 1 more to go. There's confirmation then of heat number 9. Rohan Browning of Australia automatically through, 10.10 seconds.
Well, there's the lineup for this 10th and final heat of the men's 100 metres. And I can tell you that that bubble time has come down to 10.41. Nigel Ellis of Jamaica is the man in the hot seat. Away without any problems. Elcock there, second to right for Trinidad and Tobago, looking strong. Also in the light blue, St. Lucia is Charles. This is very even, forward abreast as they come to the line. Oh, that was tight. I think Elcock did take it, but on the near side there was really good running too from Archibald. Plus 2.9, the wind they enjoyed there. Yeah, the breeze is growing a little bit across this northern part of Birmingham. In this growing breeze in Birmingham, confirmation of Jared Elcock going through by right, along with Emmanuel Archibald from Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana respectively. And we can give you those small cues now with certainty. Stephen Charles, St. Lucia, goes through, and Sean Safo-Antwi for Ghana makes it through as well. They're in 4th place, 10.33. That was possibly the highest quality of the 10 heats. Well, there is the lineup for the second heat. That was 60-68, by the way, for Nick Percy in that second round effort. He's in 3rd place at the moment. Well, this is a rare outing for Laura Muir at a major outdoor championships over 800 metres. She's only once competed outdoors in a major championships. That was the semi-finals of the World Championships back in 2013. 9 years ago now. The first heat, by the way, just now remember, won in 1:59 by Mary Morat. Nakai, the world champion in 2019, also dipping under 2 minutes. The standard high and very tough qualifying conditions. 200 metres in about 28.5 seconds there. Gould, probably the smallest in the field in that yellow Jamaican vest, loves to lead. Laura Muir boxed on the inside at the moment, back in about 3rd place. On the outside there in the white vest of England, Alex Bell. But this is nice and steady. And at the moment, Gould very much in control.
Natoya Gould loves to front run. I thought she ran really impressively in the semi-finals of the World Championship just to get into that showdown. And it's around about, what, 3/4 of a second or so slower than Mary Moira in the first of these semi-finals. Watch for Laura Muir, because twice this year, Tim, She's run very low 158s for second in Oslo, and in a mixed race, she went 157. So she can really turn on the speed, the 1500-metre specialist, if she can find a way through, because at the moment she's boxed down the back straight in third.
Laura Muir in the blue of Scotland trying to find a way through on the inside. Gould leads through 600 metres. It was 59.5 at the bell. The third place time in the first heat was quick, remember. Sekod 2 minutes, and Griffith of Australia, a season's best for 2 minutes exactly. But Gould coming around the outside there, just keeping the others at bay. On the inside, Muir kicks with the Jamaican. Alex Bell struggling here for form, losing ground as the Canadian Butterworth tries to get past her, but this is a very impressive front-running performance from Jamaica's Gould. She takes this second heat, 158.39. Laura Muir will have been under 159 as well. They go through, of course, by right as 1 and 2 in this second of 3 heats, and I think it will be tough to find a non-automatic qualifier from the third places there. Third and fourth places, Bell and Butterworth of England. Bell will have to wait to see, as will Butterworth. For Karen McMaster, who goes in lane 8. He's the defending champion, the man from the British Virgin Islands. Let's hope for Karen McMaster, second to left, top of picture. That's a hamstring injury, is recovered. He's gone off pretty hard in that blue strip for the British Virgin Islands. Looking strong at the moment. Going really well, also going well in lane 4 in that yellow vest of Jamaica is Jahil Hyde. Remember, the first 3 go through by right. McMaster it is, who leads very comfortably at the moment. Little glance over his shoulder there around the crown with a bend. That's unusual. You've got to keep focused on those barriers and staying inside that inside line of your lane, but really good running from Jahil Hyde in the yellow of Jamaica. It's going to be a battle for the third qualifying spot. The Kenyan going well at the moment. William Mutunga battling away there in third spot. And in fact, the Jamaican Hyde has taken the lead from McMaster, who eases off towards the line, and it is the Kenyan who takes the third spot. That critical third spot, William Mutunga, guarantees himself a spot in the final. Fabulous running from him. Looks strong through the second half. Well, I can confirm that the first 5 go through from that second heat. Hyde, McMaster, Mutunga, of course, going through. Season's best for Mutunga. And the qualifying, well, it's first 3 plus 2 to the final. And there it is. The reigning Olympic champion, Hansel Parchment of Jamaica, goes in lane 3. Pottsy in 6, Bennett in 7, Hoff in 8. Well, pretty even at the moment over the first couple of flights. Posey beginning to move away for England there on the far side. Really good battle between Brathwaite and Parchment. These 3 battling away. The first 3 go through by right, remember. And Posey, I think, might have been just run out of it there. Well, Parchment takes it. A nice steady race from him, winning in 13.34. But I think on the run-in, Andy Posey might have been caught there by, was it Orlando Bennett? We'll have to wait and see what comes up. Parchment, 13.33 his time. He makes the final without any trouble. Orlando Bennett did take second, so 1-2 for Jamaica in that heat. It was indeed a 1-2 for Parchment and Bennett in that first of 2 heats in the men's 110-metre hurdles. Posey goes through for England with third place. Brathwaite, 13.42. We'll have to wait and see if that is quick enough, as will Nick Hoff as well. 2 non-automatic qualifier spots from the 2 heats.
Good work by Hansel Parchment of Jamaica and his compatriot Orlando Bennett in the first. See whether Broadbell can produce similarly high quality running here in this second of the semis. He'll go in lane 2. It's a clean start with a big roar from the crowd. Broadbell going really well on the right-hand side. Zeller now coming into his running. And these 2 with a little bit of a lead over the rest. Broadbell from Zeller. Trakovic came through for third. Heartache for Ajora, who clattered the final hurdle. It looked like he was coming back into the mix for a top 3 spot there. Well, how about that? The Jamaicans, well, you can't rule out a clean sweep in the final. That was very, very impressive from Rashid Broadbell. Zeller ran very well indeed for England, but heartache for Ajora, who crashed into the last barrier. But what about that? 13.16. I think Broadbell could break his PB in that final.
but good qualifying that.
Really good stuff by Rashid Broadbelt. Perfect time for a season's best. What about a PB in the final? The severity of the drop from the back of the stand. They've done a brilliant job here in Birmingham, and we continue now with the rest of the 100-meter heats.
Michelle Aye goes in 3 beside her. She is the reigning champion from Trinidad and Tobago, a semi-finalist at the Olympics last year. In 3 is Aye, the defending champion, Uda Gabriel of Nigeria in 4, Ernesto Mandlate of Mozambique in 5, and Job of Zambia 6. Gaither Bahamas 7, second to left, and Chandran in lane 8. Really good start there from Uda Gabriel of Nigeria. Wow, she got a jump in the field there. Aye's got some work to do, second to right, but here she comes through in those black socks, distinctive black socks, Aye, and good running there in lane 7 from Gaither of the Bahamas to close her down. 11:13 the winning time. That was impressive in that 5th heat. The wind there, just checking what the wind done that one, plus 0.1, so pretty much still air. The wind has eased back from where it was an hour or so ago. Confirmation of Michelle Aye getting through as a heat winner to the semis. Tinya Gaither 11:19. Udo Gabriel for Nigeria 11:43. Only 3 non-automatic spots for the women from these 700-meter heats. Remember, the men had 7 non-automatic qualifying spots.
Which is heat 6 of the women's 100 metres. Here's the lineup. Athletes due to join us here in Birmingham in lanes 2 to 7. So keep your eyes on the black, green and gold in lane 2. Well, it's one thing being the quickest, but you've got to come and deliver when it matters. White going nicely. Anyang of Australia moving nicely in lane number 5. 11.31 seconds, no wind at all behind the athletes in heat number 6. And Steph Reed alongside me. Well, that was all about the yellow and green with a little bit of black, wasn't it, with Jamaica and Australia?
that was a pretty straightforward qualification for white. Actually, not as quick as I was expecting.
And confirmation of heat 6. Natalia White of Jamaica automatically through 11.31 seconds.
Now watch for Julienne Alfred from St. Lucia. She's had a simply sensational NCAA season and was so disappointed to be disqualified in the semis at the World Champs. She starts in lane 5 and she's the 4th quickest woman in the world this year. Still only 21. Alfred, a really, really short but effective stride, and she's already taken a couple of metres on Birchall of Jamaica. Really good running here by the St. Lucian. Birchall second, Sebele not too far behind. 11.24, there was a lot more where that came from. And judging by the margin of her victory, I would say that Breyer and Pereira at 11.48 probably will be okay for 2 of those 3 non-automatic spots. But that was better from the St. Lucian. I was really disappointed for her at the World Championships, but now she's back in the semis and she won't make the same mistake again, you wouldn't think.
So women's 100 metres, here's your start list for heat number 2. Athletes lining up from 2 to 8. The first 3 guaranteed a place in the semi-finals. And then the familiar name, the familiar smile of the Jamaican, the 2nd fastest of all time. Elaine Thompson-Herah joins us. The Jamaican fans delighted that Thompson-Herah lines up in lane number 7 and completing the lineup from the Gambia, Wuli Najodu, the 24-year-old, 11.43 at her best, lines up in the Commonwealth Games heat alongside Elaine Thompson-Herah. Thompson-Herah and the Dajo. Thompson-Herah out well as expected, still in the drive phase, head down, but eyes up for the Jamaican. Lancikova of England going well in lane number 4. Jamaica, England and Kenya, another sub-11 second clocking, 10.98 seconds. Good running as expected. It's a title, Rob, that she really, really wants.
And it's brilliant for everybody here and for all nationalities that one of the all-time greats has decided that she wants to come here and contest the Commonwealth Games. There's a little bit of doubt as to whether Sharika Jackson will be here for the 200 metres. She's the fastest living woman on earth over that distance after that incredible gold medal. And that race in which Thompson-Herah kind of faded a little bit in the 200, but I think it's brilliant for the Commonwealth Games and fantastic for everyone who's paid for a ticket that they've got to see one of the world's all-time greats. So many of her seasons have been interrupted by injury, and yet she's done the double-double back-to-back. And it's, you know, I know, of course, Fraser-Price has taken a lot of the headlines this season after becoming a 5-time world champion. But Thompson-Herah is an absolutely iconic figure in sprinting, and brilliant that she's here. And she made 10.98 look utterly effortless.
Oh, she's had her injury problems still this season, but still churning out good results. Elaine Thompson-Herah, 10.99 seconds. Imali Lansiko of England automatically through, as is Imali of Kenya.
Yeah, so an overall excellent performance there by the Caribbean athletes. Our very own Ricardo Chambers got the chance to catch up with Elaine Thompson-Herah after her heat. Let's hear what she had to say.
Elaine, that looked really good from here, 10.99. How did it feel out there?
It feels great to be back in Birmingham. It's my first 100-meter Commonwealth, so I'm just going to go there, have fun, move on from the World Championship, and just, it's a learning season for me right now, just to come out here and have fun.
Did you contemplate at any point after the World Championship to not come to the Commonwealth Games?
Yes, I did, because I didn't know I was going to be here, but my management said, okay, let's go to Commonwealth, and I was excited to be here, so why not?
Will you be doubling?
Yes.
Well,
I'm not saying yes, I want to, but depends on how my body feels. Hopefully I can try to double.
Well, double gold sounds good, so all the best with that.
Thank you.
Lucienne Alfred for St Lucia. Excellent qualification from her. Ramona Birchall and Sebele will also be there for Jamaica and Botswana. Cartwright, fourth, but she will miss out. Not quick enough to go through.
Yeah, she's going for that double, Elaine Thompson-Herah. We take our first break. When we come back, we talk about more from Birmingham. Welcome back to the highlight show for Birmingham 2022. Day 5 is what we're looking at. Of course, we head on to the sand now for beach volleyball, where the Trinidadian pair of Soraya Chase and Felicia Armstrong, they took on Australia's Marafi Artacho, and Tariko Kalansi. They were on the sand for their match in Group B. Let's take a look at the second set in that match.
These ladies looking to improve on their score from the first set.
That's in a good volleyballing family, the Tuttons. Aidan played Olympic Games. Steve Tutton working for the FIVB.
And Sandy Tutton, I used to play indoor volleyball with.
There you go. Incredible. Second set underway. Australia having taken the first. Trinidad and Tobago now find themselves in a must-win set situation if they want to stay in the match. And that's the way to get it going. Lovely pokey in the corner. First point on the board for Trinidad and Tobago.
And we saw when these two ladies got fired up and got really emotional and celebrated the big points, they went on and they made more and more points. So that's what they need to do, Chase and Armstrong. Really celebrate.
That's well played. That's quite a good Chase and Armstrong. It's quite a Chase on defence, Armstrong at the net. And that's exactly what we've got.
This is born to play beach volleyball.
They certainly were. And so too Australia with what we're seeing from them right now. Clancy with the serve. touch. Unlucky he didn't come back to where Armstrong could get it back over. What you will hear, the crowd being really respectful and very quiet. You hear that lots of communication coming from both teams on both sides of the net during the rally.
It was unlucky for Armstrong. She had the court wide open, but she put it straight to Maria Fay.
Ace serve, brilliant.
Clancy not serving as hard as she did the other night, but definitely more accuracy there. Loving that middle back court.
Ooh, that's close. Is it worth a challenge? Close. Yes, they can have a look. So, challenge, for those of you wondering. Challenge. You can challenge decisions by the referees, not all of them, but you can challenge for a ball in out. Ooh, it might just be out looking at that replay. You can also challenge for a foot fault, a net touch, and block touch. And you've got as many challenges as you like, as long as you get them right.
The funny thing is, I think Armstrong, on her way back to serve, went and stepped nearer on the ball mark. But that is definitely out. Yeah. Didn't think she meant to do it, but some players would do that just to eliminate any evidence.
Well, it used to have a ball mark protocol, and they could call the referee off the stand to go and have a look. So yeah, if in the ball mark, it'd be a bit tricky.
Good reach from Maria Fay, going over deep. She definitely strikes the ball at the point where a lot of players around the 6 foot height mark strike the ball.
Well done. Great read from Maria Fay. Good hustle from Trinidad and Tobago. Excellent rally so far. Oh, that's wonderful. The angle was running away from Maria Fay, but she got the ball back in play, and that hard work has paid off as Australia take the point.
Well, that certainly was a mega rally. Trinidad and Tobago had a couple of chances. This one was a great pickup. That was a chance there, but Maria Fay just a dynamo in the backcourt.
Side switch completed. Now it means Australia got the wind at their backs to a degree, so that might just change the way that they're serving a little bit. Well played. Good use of the block.
Again, good thinking from Trinidad and Tobago, hitting that second ball, but just putting it in the middle of the court. They need to take more risk, go to the sidelines, get it out of the way of Maria Fay, Artacho del Solar.
Chance here for Maria Fay. Clancy just says, well, it's okay, I can get it done. Switcheroo gets the job done, coming around behind the setter.
Such a great idea to move the blocker along the net, makes them a little bit less stable in their block, and that time working, tooling the hands of Clancy. Much better start for Trinidad and Tobago.
Good lead. They just know the court so well, and you do, don't you? You play long enough, you know when it's in or out.
And there is, in the grey shirt, the green cap, the president of the Australian Olympic Committee, Ian Chesterman. watching the Aussies play. Cheering loudly, I hope.
Well, plenty to cheer about at the moment. 9-3 for Australia. Good touch. Just not enough oomph on it to get it back over. A lot of pressure coming in. That ball is moving all over the place in the wind.
Yes, you can see the flags at the top of the stadium are horizontal. The wind is much stronger at the top there, but it's just not consistent down on the court, making it more difficult for that second hit. You can see there.
You don't want to be doing any sky balls in that.
Or you do.
Oh, maybe, yes.
Yes. You might catch a bit of wind and really throw the ball around.
That would be great to see. Some of the teams have tried it. One of the architects of it, the greatest, is Carambula for Italy, is known as Mr. Skyball. You can watch him on the World Tour. He's even done one mid-rally. There was a ball tight to the net. Instead of just digging it out, he just went and hit this Skyball mid-rally. It's just incredible. Right now, it's all going very, very well for Australia. They're staying focused. Trinidad and Tobago having called the timeout to see if they can refocus, get themselves back into it.
Both teams need to just make sure that they don't focus on the score. Trinidad and Tobago don't want to be looking at the score too much. Just need to be thinking about doing the simple things well, the pass, the set, the hit will come. Get that first touch going.
Clancy with the serve. That was tough. When you get something like that, you're trying to move after it, suddenly the wind catches it.
Especially if there's a lot of underspin on the ball, so Clancy puts so much heat on that. You need to dig it a little bit and take the pace off the ball, causes a lot of spin, really hard to then play that second touch.
Oh, massive serve that time from Clancy. It went into that corridor of uncertainty, but one thing was certain, no one was getting that.
That's 6 aces now for Taliqua Clancy. Exactly what she's after.
Good lead.
And then runs in and puts pressure on. She's so big on the block. Trinidad and Tobago trying to find the sidelines.
Oh, that's unlucky. Had the opportunity to have a swing, there was no block, but try to get it over the top of the defenders. Almost worked.
And Maria Fay reads it as well. There as a backup.
Decent leave. But work to be done here for Trinidad and Tobago. It all starts from the serving line. Well played. Solid signing out all the way through at the moment for Australia.
Australian fans loving it. Maria Fay just checking the wind direction. You see the players pick up the sand sometimes, throw it in the air, just to make sure they know which way the wind is going.
Well played. That left Maria Fay rooted to the sand.
It's a great pass and a good set too. saw the movement. Good court vision.
Lovely set. Oh, what a swing that is. Right into the hitting window.
And that is classic Australian beach volleyball right now. The pass purposely sent over to the left so Clancy can have a swing if she wants. If not, she'll set it all the way out to the antenna for Maria Fay, and she will belt that down the line.
It's funny, because when you kind of started the game and you're telling, way back when we played, goodness, you wouldn't do that because you're kind of military marching your way up the court. And we was all like, no, you don't do that. You don't go left. You keep it from a base triangle, you pass to the middle, and then you go and you run on a straight line and hit. But now the game's just got so much more advanced.
I think the key there too, Clayton, is that when you start playing beach volleyball, you need to keep it really tight. You need to get that control first before you start to do all these fancy things. And these two have played for so long. They're so skilled, so accurate now in their game that they can afford to try different things. And that's what's made them one of the top teams in the world. And a lot of other teams, and especially in Australia as well, are trying to emulate that, but they're not quite there yet with their skill to be able to do it like these two do.
It's the same scoreline at the last technical timeout. Australia now just 5 away from being able to leave the court with a 2-0 victory. Keeping it simple, line blocks being signalled. Nice touch, that's always tricky like that, hits the net. It will be an ace serve as far as the stats are concerned. Chance here for Australia. And some heat coming from Maria Fay. Some real oohs from the crowd enjoying that one.
Well, Maria Fay just seems to be standing in the right space all the time. You think maybe that's luck, but no, she knows the game so well. And Clancy gives her a fantastic set. She goes back for another serve. She's a proud woolly and Goreng woman, first Indigenous female to represent Australia in volleyball.
Yes, it's something that's close to her heart, actually, representing the two nations. And at times, I'm not sure we'll be able to see it, but she has the Aboriginal flag on her nails, which is just awesome. I'm not sure if she's got them on for today's game. Good leave. So just a couple more points required for Australia. Just checking it. So who's going to serve? So it'll be Maria Fay. Oh, good serve as well, right down the middle. And it's now match ball for Australia. Can they get it done first time of asking? Yes, they can. Maria Fay off the block and away. Wrapping up the sets, 21-6 and the match by 2-0.
A world-class performance from the Aussie team today. I think from memory, maybe one unforced error, apart from the service, but one unforced error in their attack.
Yeah, the train is going down there, but not too much for them to worry about. They can come back stronger for their next encounter. Let's take a break now. When we come back, we go to the swimming pool. On the highlight show for the Commonwealth Games of Birmingham 2022, the day 5. Let's head into the swimming pool now, where the Caribbean had lots of representation as usual. Lamar Taylor of the Bahamas and Dylan Carter of Trinidad and Tobago made it into the finals of the 50-meter freestyle. And let's look at some of the top performances of the day.
Number 6, and then we'll welcome on to pool deck the big boys for the splash and dash of the 53. So Jersey, Bangladesh, Jamaica, Mauritius, St. Vincent and Grenadines, Guernsey, Uganda and Mozambique. Shane Cadogan, based at Stanford University, the swimmer in lane number 5. Again, the reaction times all important in terms of getting the best start, and Shane Cadogan as the fastest, along with Nathaniel Thomas of Jamaica. But they're pretty even, but a good start by Thomas in 3.
Yes, you can see Thomas is just starting to edge away, but it is pretty level, 2nd and 3rd, although don't rule out Beirut in lane 1 as well, that red hat on the outside.
Is it going to be 3 or is it going to be 8? It's 3. Thomas went pretty much, he was the best away and the best in terms of the finish as well. 23.89, just outside his entry time, but did what he had to do to win this one. And everybody looking back at the screen to see what they've done. Brehot with a 24.15. That's, again, just outside what he has done before. Jonathan Beck in 3rd place and Matthew Lawrence of Mozambique in 4th place. Now, surprisingly, Ben Proud is in heat number 7 of 9. He should be, by rights, in the 53. Now, his starts have always been good. Invariably, he is the fastest away. He isn't actually today, but everybody pretty much even off the start.
Really nice stroke there. You can see his head down. He's not yet breathed. The straight arm, the technique, he's powering through into the final stages. But you do have Taylor in lane 2 starting to make a challenge.
But Ben Proud has got this one now. It's being caught slowly by Cheong in 5, but it's a little bit of a glide as well for Ben Proud at the end. He won't be terribly happy with that. He does not breathe on 50. He does not breathe at all from wall to wall.
He doesn't, but even in the last 5 meters, he actually slowed up. He completely switched off and he just really went relaxed into the wall. So even though it was a glide, he will make sure he won't do that for the semi-finals, but he's got so much power. He doesn't need to be all firing cylinders first thing this morning. And you could see that. He was playing. How could you play in a 50 freestyle?
Right, we're on to the 50 backstroke. Hannah Miley, thank you for the time being, as Liz Johnson rejoins me as we look at 5 heats of the women's 50 meters backstroke. As we look at heat number 1 of 5 of the 50 backstroke. And in terms of the fastest qualifier, that is the 34-year-old from the Maldives, Isaf Sauzan. She's got 34.23. Is she going to be the first to show? Actually, the first to show is lane 2, Tilly Collymore of Grenada.
Yeah, Grenada going well. Also going well is Kira Prentice in an early stage in lane 6 there for the Isle of Man. But it's still that lead of Collymore that is trying to hold on as they come under the flags.
And Kira Prentice coming back from the Isle of Man, probably to take 2nd place. Yeah, she does take it. Collymore, though, pretty much wall to wall for her with that 33.25. Goodness me, that's a big improvement. Entry time of 35.24. She's down to a 33.25. So she's taken a couple of seconds off her time there. The 14-year-old from Grenada, and of course the 14-year-olds, that's what you do, don't you? You take massive chunks out of your time.
It is, and she'll want to take a screenshot of that result there, showing her at the top of the pile, winning heat 1.
We're looking for the fastest man in the Commonwealth. Well, the fastest man on the planet is going to be going in the 2nd semi-final. Semi-final number 1, though, and Novakovsky was the 2nd fastest going into the semi-finals with a 22.42. But look at Stephen Corkin go in lane number 8.
He has had a fantastic start. 5 of the minutes, the swimmers in the middle, that yellow hat there of Tan from Singapore. Apologies, Novakovsky is actually going to take it.
Yeah, Novakovsky does in lane number 4. Time for our winner, 22.2. And that's quite a bit quicker than it went in the heats. Delighted to get there. Very tight that was. With Dylan Carter in second place, with Cheong in third, Tan fourth, and Novakovsky 22.20, Carter 22.35. Anything up to fourth there should be okay. Flynn Southam will have to wait. 22.6 may not quite be good enough. This is going to be a bit of a heavyweight battle, isn't it? So on the reaction times, on the reaction gun, it is Edwards with Proud, almost exactly the same reaction time.
And look at Ben Proud, the arms really straight. He is going for it. He's not going to be switching off. The afterburners coming into the wall here, although he's now starting to back off.
But he is a little bit, look at that, he actually turned the afterburners off, and he is so good. He is so good. He can do that. Joint second place for Boris and for Edwards. But that's ridiculous, Ben Proud. At 40 metres, thank you, I've done my work. I only do 50 metres anyway, but I'm only going to do 40 today and just cruise in. And he cruised in at 21.63. That is ridiculous. That is the 8th fastest time in the world, and he just stopped with 10 to go.
He just made that look so easy coming in. And then we have that joint second between Lewis Burris and Joshua Edwards there.
21.63. The time he did at the Worlds was 21.32. He's going to match that surely in the final.
Yeah, so that's what we did in the pool. We take another break. When we come back, it's our final segment. We're down to our final segment in the Commonwealth Games highlight show for Birmingham 2022 Day 5. And Judo is where we close out this show, where Jamaican Ebony Drysdale Daly, she came up in a gold medal match against Australia's Ife Coughlin. Let's see how that finished.
The referee says it was part of the movement, so both were attacking, so no penalty given. If you just drift out, then they'll penalise you with a Shido. Shido going to be given here to Coughlin just for patting the grips off, and one for Drysdale Daly as well. So they're basically being told that you've... well, that's another penalty there. She threw that one away, Drysdale Daly. She just snapped her opponent's grip off with no intention of keeping her opponent's grip or going forwards to retain it. Oh, now then, that was close. Threatened a couple of times with that, Coughlin.
Now, what's Coughlin thinking when she tries to operate close to the yellow line, close to the area edge?
Well, I think she's trying to put Drysdale Daly under a little bit of pressure. So what will happen is Drysdale Daly won't want to, especially with two Shidos up there, she won't want to step out. So if I was Coughlin's coach, I'd say just back her up and see what happens, because she'll try and push back in, and that's all about action-reaction. And that's what Judo's all about. If you pull somebody, you get an opposite reaction backwards. If you push somebody, you get an opposite reaction forwards. And that's why the hands are so important. Drysdale Daly still in it at the moment. If they go outside, well, it's part of the movement again. Nothing will happen here. Got to stay within that yellow area. And they've got to attack around about anything from 20 to 30 seconds. There's no exact time, because it can be just passive and they'll give the Shido, but it's a general time. Fitzroy Davis there in the chair with Drysdale Daly from the Wolverhampton club and one of the GB coaches as well. And there he is with his former student, and he's in the corner there with her. And again, Coughlin goes in. It can't be that far off here now. Drysdale Daly will have to go in. The crowd feel it as well. And it's one last chance for Drysdale Daly. Another attack from Coughlin. Last chance. Had a little look over, I think, the referee there to the top table, just to see, but it is the Commonwealth Games. So she ends on an attack, and it does go into golden score. Well, Coughlin will have to make sure that it's a strong attack, and that one was very strong. One more, and I think it will be all over, because whatever happened in the first 4 minutes carries over. The penalties and also the last attacks as well will be carried over to the golden score. So it's not like you can just rub the slate clean. And there's an attack, she saved it. She looks really pumped up here. Drysdale Daly, well, we've seen surprises and things happen in judo. Sometimes it goes against the run of play. So close, but no landing there. Now it's all about digging in, because when you go into golden score, it's the one that can dig in and find that little bit extra that wins. The crowd are enjoying it. Coughlin of Australia has one of the Shidos that she can burn, but and by that I mean if she goes passive and Drysdale goes passive, there's a Shido apiece, and it means that she'll win the match. So that's another tactic. Well, I think if this happened in the centre of the tatami, then we'd see a score. They keep drifting off to the side here. Coughlin wants to get on with it. Look how they just drift off to the side. It's almost a safety thing. If all fails, then I can just go out the area and it's mate again. I think this is going to backfire, I think, on Drysdale Daly.
the 6-minute mark we go.
Good feet again by Coughlin.
How many more attacks does Coughlin have to make, Neil, do you feel?
Well, now, if we start counting them up now, if we get one more attack, I think, from Coughlin, especially if it's a really strong attack, I think they might stop it. And Drysdale has to go in, so she can't not go in. Well, if I was Coughlin, then I would have let Drysdale just drift out. All over, and Drysdale is Costa now to lost it on the edge there. Coughlin wins by 3 Shidos given to Drysdale and Sokomaki, and she is the winner.
Dead-eyed focus from Aoife Coughlin.
So that silver medal puts Jamaica finally on the medal table. 3 Caribbean countries there now. We await to see if there will be more medals for the Caribbean in athletics. And I'm pretty sure Jamaica are happy that they can finally get on the medal table. It's almost time to say goodbye, but before we do, let's look at some of the results, as usual, from other events throughout the day. Well, these are some other results from athletics. In the men's long jump qualification, Guyana's Emmanuel Archibald was a 100-meter runner, but now he's doing the long jump. He qualified in it with a jump of 7.83 meters. And Dwele Wright from Trinidad and Tobago, 7.58 meters. The Turks and Caicos athlete, he made jumped a season's best 7.65 meters. Dominica's Tristan James, 7.65 meters as well, qualifying. Sean D. Thompson from Jamaica, 7.85 meters is his distance, and the Bahamian Laquan Nairn, he jumped a distance of 7.90 meters. All men have qualified for the final. Let's look at the women's shot put now, where Jamaica's Danielle Thomas Dodd, she threw a distance of 18.42 meters, and another Jamaican, Lloydrika Cameron, 16.61 meters, both qualifying for the final as well. In squash, we had 1 Caribbean athlete for the women's side in the plate semi-finals. Mary Fangafat coming away with a 3-2 victory over Pakistan's Amna Fayaz. In the men's single too, we had 2 athletes in, two athletes here rather, in the plate semi-finals. Barbados Sean Simpson, he lost 3-0 to Muqtadir Sardruddin Nimji of Kenya, the brother of Kalikwa Sardruddin Nimji, who would have beaten a couple of athletes over the past couple days. And Julian Morrison, the Jamaican, falling 3-0 to Kundanji Kalengo of Zambia. There was also netball in the group action on Tuesday, rather. Jamaica beating Scotland 78-34, and Trinidad and Tobago losing to New Zealand 24-80. Yeah, so that's where we leave it for today, day 5 of the Commonwealth Games highlight show. Do join us tomorrow on day 6, where we come with some more results from the Caribbean. You have to stay tuned to our coverage, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.